Nia Weeks will soon be a sophomore at the Julia R. Masterman School in Center City, Philadelphia. She spent 3 weeks this summer as an intern at the Penn Museum's Marketing/Communications Department. We welcome Nia to our KWHS studio to talk about her internship experience. Nia, nice to meet you.
You too. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. First, tell us more about the University of Pennsylvania's Museum of Archaeology and Anthropology, also known as Penn Museum.
Well, the museum started in the late 1800s, and it was actually going to be a lot larger than it is today. But because the Depression hit, they had to stop construction. And since the museum was so large, they have a very large collection that most people don't really recognize or know about. And so because of the limited space, they can only show a small percentage of artifacts. But even with that small percentage, it has a wide variety. We have a lot of different exhibits. We have a lot of different exhibits from all parts of the world, including China and Japan. We just opened the Middle East galleries, which are just beautiful, and just to name a few.
Very cool. How did you get your internship there?
Well, I was introduced to the program by my mother, and so we started the application in February. And so the beginning of the application was pretty easy, just some, basic information. And then towards the end, we had to answer short answers. We had to do short answers. And then I had to get a teacher's recommendation, which I got from my history teacher. And then we sent that in, and we got a reply back that I had gotten in March, late March, and then I started in July.
Cool. It must have been interesting going to work surrounded by so many cultures and collections. What were your internship responsibilities, and what was one of your favorite projects?
Well, I had a lot of smaller projects. Those were my main responsibilities. Some of them include creating social media posts for the museum's Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook accounts, which actually some of them are up there now. I also had to help a fellow coworker organize some of the news clips that they keep that mention the Penn Museum in them. And so they've been doing that for a really long time, but we're not sure how much longer it's going to stay because newspapers aren't as big as a business as they used to be because of the internet. And so that was a lot of work. But my biggest project was probably taking pictures around the museum, which I had to edit myself, and they're going to be used for, I'm not sure what yet, but they were a lot of work because I had to edit each individual picture, but it was a lot of fun.
Internships help us understand the nature of work better and can have lots of benefits. What are some of your biggest takeaways from your Penn Museum internship, and what did you learn about marketing and even about yourself?
Some of my biggest takeaways from the museum internship was how important museums are in preserving history, because without archaeologists going out into the field and bringing things back, we may not have all the things we have today due to things such as weather wearing down on them and things like that, but we do because of museums. But I also learned that it's important for cultures to be able to keep the artifacts, because I know museums are sometimes worried about preservation of the artifacts, but it is important that the people who created the artifacts are allowed to enjoy and appreciate their beauty.
What would you say to other high school students who might feel intimidated to reach out about hands-on learning opportunities? How should they go about it?
I would say to them to just apply and just do it, because you may be a little scared at first, you may be a little apprehensive, but in the end, it's a really great way to learn because it is so hands-on and so engaging, and you'll meet so many great people like I did. At first, I wasn't sure if I really wanted to do the internship, but I persevered and I ended up meeting so many great people. I learned so much, and I had just a really good time. And so I would just tell them to just stick through it. And any advice I would give, I would just say give your all in the application, because that's really who you are. And if they want someone like you, they'll definitely choose you. And to just kind of keep who you are during the internship so that you can just learn as much as you can.
Are you planning to do any other internships?
Well, actually, I'm doing an internship right now with Drexel, and it's called the Summer Music Technology Program. And that's where we learn about the technology behind sound. And I'm in the section of the program that works with coding and creating music apps. And so the app I'm working on right now is creating sounds and being able to push buttons and things like that. And it's just another example of how great hands-on experiences and internships can be.
Wow, so cool. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
For more insight from Knowledge at Wharton, please visit knowledge.wharton.upenn.edu.